So today we're going to dive into another Survival Boxes unboxing. So over the weekend I did some traveling and I came home to find my April 2019 box from survivalboxes.com that was sitting on the front porch. I did an unboxing back in February, and I'll put a link to that video down below so you can go check that out if you get a chance. Survival Boxes is, right now, it's the only subscription box that I get. I'm a really big fan of theirs. I've been getting it for about a year now. And while some people aren't big fans of subscription boxes, I actually really like getting it. For about $45 shipped, I get every month a few packages of storable water, some storable food, a bunch of survival gadgets and gear that I can throw into my bug out bag or keep in my car or in my home preparation kit. And while I know some people don't like subscription boxes because a lot of times they feel like you can get the same gear on your own and save some money, or that they just don't like the idea of somebody else picking out their stuff for them, I've never really gotten a whole lot that I wasn't happy with or couldn't make some kind of use of. And usually you get more for your money's worth by going this route, even though you don't get to choose each individual item for yourself. But I've always been pretty happy with the product. Now, last month I got in my box, and it was the first time since I've been a member that I just wasn't thrilled about the box. And no, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad box. It just was things that I wasn't too excited about. I'm not really into fishing, and last month's theme was fishing, so there was a lot of fishing gear, and there was several things in there that I made use of and that I was able to distribute out appropriately, but it just wasn't one of those things that excited me a lot. So I'm really kind of excited about this month. The box I opened back in February was really cool with the solar stuff. So I'm really excited to see what the theme is this month. That's half the fun of opening these things. Every month is a different theme. You never know what you're going to get, but it usually coincides with that theme in some way. Now, sometimes they're a little loosely fitted to the theme, just as a course of getting everything into the box, but it's at least fun to see how they match everything up. Now, this is the Survival Boxes Alpha, so that means I get the storable food, storable water, and gear. They also have a gear-only box version of this where they take out the food and water and you just get a couple more pieces of gear. And they have one that's nothing but storable food. So if you decide to go one of those routes, those are cool too, but I kind of like the mix. I like having the food that I can throw in my stash and then seeing what kind of variety of goodies they put inside. So with that being said, let's cut this thing open and see what the people at Survival Boxes have in mind for us this month. Yes, I do carry an old-fashioned folding knife. I find them extremely practical. All right, so opening up the box, let's see what we got. So on top is some cardboard packing material, which if you are a person with the tendency to try to use things rather than throw them away, this is good fire starting material. We have our monthly card that shows what's available in the box. It also shows what would come if you ordered the variety of other boxes. So there's the items that are in here, and then additional items if you buy the bigger boxes, or what you do or don't get when you buy the other stuff. So the first thing, and this is actually kind of funny, the first thing on here is a package of Mountain House Pasta Primavera. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that back in February we were shooting several videos while we were visiting a cabin at the Cedars of Lebanon State Park in Tennessee, and we did a tasting video with the family, including the baby and a teenager and the rest of the family members, of the Mountain House Pasta Primavera. It was a big hit. It's quite tasty. I definitely recommend getting this to keep around the house. It doesn't taste like you'd imagine long-term storable food would taste. This is actually really good stuff. I'll also post a link to that video down below so that you can go back and check out our review of the Mountain House Pasta Primavera. Right behind that, as funny as this is the Mountain House Granola with Milk and Blueberries. Now, if you saw my latest video, which was my Walmart clearance section survival gear haul, I actually bought several of these fairly cheaply by going to the clearance section at Walmart. So it's kind of a little on the disappointing side that the cost of this is going against the value of this box, knowing that I just bought like 5 or 6 of these at clearance price, but still, you know, this is good stuff. It'll go in my kit. There are 4 packages of storable water, 2 different kinds, the Mayday and the Mayday and Mainstay, 2 different brands, both of them 5-year shelf life storable water. As long as you maintain it in a relatively stable environment, this stuff is good for 5 years from the production date on the package. All right, so right here on top is what looks like a water bottle. That's exactly what that is. It is a Survival Boxes water bottle, which back in my Walmart clearance section video, I got a couple of the Life Straw water bottle filters, and so I'm kind of curious to see if any of the caps on the Life Straw filters will fit this water bottle. So we'll see what happens with that. So the next item is an Explorer Carabiner compass. It's a rather small compass. It's one of those that you can kind of clip to the outside of your backpack or onto your belt or belt loop or what have you. It's a cute little item. Then behind that is a Zippo set that contains a windproof lighter and a fuel canister. Now that's kind of cool. I actually like lighters. I love Zippo lighters. I actually collect and refurbish vintage lighters, so I've learned a lot about the way these things work. So this will be really cool to check out. So I'm guessing it's a standard Zippo style lighter and a canister that allows you to store up lighter fluid that you can add to it once it uses up. Now the downside to these kind of lighters, and it's something that I never really thought about until I started working on them, is that there's not an airtight seal on this kind of lighter. It's not the perfect lighter for a bug out bag or something that you're going to be storing for a long time because they're not airtight, so the lighter fluid does tend to evaporate over time. So if you're storing lighter fluid in this and you just throw it into a bug out bag, you may get it out one day to find out it doesn't work because all of the lighter fluid has evaporated. Also in these boxes, every month you get some kind of an heirloom seed. This month the seed is a giant noble spinach. Not a spinach fan, but I know plenty of people that are. And the last thing in our box is a 2019 Mcnally Road Atlas. Now this may not seem like that big of a deal to most people, but if you're in a grid down situation and you can't have GPS that's communicating with satellites and you don't have the technology systems and things to rely on, road maps are the only way that you're going to know where you're going and know how to get there. And most people don't think about that when they're putting together their preps. They don't think, hey, I need to get some recent maps or get a road atlas or something like that. Everybody relies on technology right now. So you end up not having the thing you need in the event that the grid goes down and you don't have that. So definitely, this is a cool addition. And I'm going to put this in my drive-out kit that I keep in my car because that's where I'm most likely going to need it, and I can always go get that if I need it for another situation where I have to go out on foot. All right, so that's the April 2019 Survival Boxes Alpha Box. I will say this, looking at the items that are in it, it's not that impressive looking of a box. I've had others before that I've opened and I've thought, wow, this is really awesome. I will add over here a value for everything that's in the box according to what's on their sheet so that you can see the $45 that I paid for the box itself compared to what the items in it are worth. These are, I guess, what you'd call kind of boring items. They're things that maybe you don't think about that you might need, but there's nothing with a whole lot of flash and pizzazz to this particular box. I've had others before that have been just everything in it was really cool. This is okay. This is not the most exciting box, but there are definitely a couple of things in here that I'm glad to have simply because I didn't have them yet. I have not gone out and bought a road atlas, so this will be something that'll be handy. And of course, you know, those need to be updated as often as possible, but I'll get around to that. The lighter is really cool. That's probably not something I'll put in my preps. It's probably something I'll use as an everyday item. So it's just a matter of finding the way to appropriate the things that you've got and make the best use of them. So what do you think of the April 2019 survival boxes, Alpha Box? Is it something that interests you? Are there items in there that you think, hey, I never would have thought of that, or no, I would never make use of that in a million years? What are your thoughts on it? Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think about it. Also, if this is something that you're interested in, go to survivalboxes.com and sign up for their service and see what comes out next month. So if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you can be alerted anytime a new video comes out. We've got lots of videos coming up on how to prep for you and your family on a reasonable budget and not break the bank. So stick with us through this little adventure. And until next time, prepare for the world that you live in, not the one you wish existed. We'll see you around.